What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video of the Blue Eyes Destiny series, and today we're going to be doing what we usually would always do whenever we get a new engine, and that is a video explaining how the engine works and why you should play it. And today we're going over Primite, one of the strongest engines for the Blue Eyes deck. I'm going to explain to you guys the whole purpose of the engine, why you should play it, and of course why it's one of the best engines. But of course, for the engine you have your standard starters, and then you have the payoff, which is the drill beam, being a negate, of course, but the negate is like situational because you have to have another primite card on field, in hand, or a normal monster on field or in hand. But the reason why it's so good in Blue Eyes is because your main boss monster, the Blue Eyes White Dragon, is a normal monster. So you can easily get access to this, meaning you'll always have access to a live drill beam, whether it's going first or second, and meaning that opening a Blue Eyes White Dragon alongside like a Primite card is no longer a brick because you're getting access to a free early negate. So I'm going to explain to you guys the purpose of what this engine can do and why you should play it, starting off with just a copy of Primite Dragon Ether Barrel. So we're going to normal summon the barrel, activate barrel effect. We're going to add a Primite Lordly Load. We're going to activate load, and on activation, we get access to our Primite Drill Beam to our hand here. And then, of course, we can go Lordly Load, call Blue Eyes White Dragon, summon one from the deck, and we link these two into a Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spears. We set our Drill Beam and proceed to the end phase. So overall, with just the Primite cards by itself, you get access to a Spheres Bounce, a Drill Beam, plus Follow-Up, which is not terrible, because in the standby phase, barrel comes back to hand, so you pretty much have full Follow-Up. But that's the perks of playing this engine. But if you combine it with, of course, your Blue Eyes engine, it gets really insane. And I'm going to show you guys a quick combo to play through Nibiru using the Blue Eyes engine and also the Primite engine. So, of course, you want to normal summon your barrel first, because typically you want your opponent to use their hand traps on the Primite cards and then continue with the Blue Eyes cards. So we're going to activate barrel effect here, assuming it goes through. We're going to add the Primite Lordly Load here. We're going to activate Lordly Load, and on activation, it can add a Primite card here, which is going to be our Drill Beam. But we're not going to use Lordly Load yet. Instead, we're going to link summon with this into a Spirit effect. I'm just going to put it here so you guys can see it. Adds the Mausoleum from deck to hand. Sorry, my deck is like not sorted for this, but add the Mausoleum. We'll activate the Mausoleum effect, targeting Spirit here. We're just going to send a Blue Eyes White Dragon to the graveyard. So we have a Blue Eyes in grave. Keep that in mind, a Blue Eyes White Dragon. We can then activate Spirit, but we're not going to do that yet, because we still have our other normal summon here. So we can normal summon the Sage and use the effect. We can add Maiden of White, activate Maiden to place True Light. We can go True Light effect to set. We'll set the Majesty here. And we're going to activate Spirit. We're going to summon Blue Eyes, but we're not going to activate Maiden effect in Graveyard, and there's a reason why. I'll explain that in a second. Now, you could alternatively, with the True Light, set Wishes, actually, would be probably smarter. And use Wishes to discard a card. That way you get the Majesty and the Effect Veiler. But it depends on the hand, because if you open a bunch of good hand traps that you don't want to get rid of, you can just set the Majesty instead and not get the Veiler, but this is probably better. And then we're going to use the Wishes in grave, targeting the Blue Eyes, to equip him with the Neo, if you want to. Sometimes I save it for Tyrant, but it depends on the matchup. And then we're going to synchro these two for our last summon into a Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. And this is where we'll go end phase. And the reason why this plays through Nibiru perfectly is because if you get Nibiru'd, right, so we lose our Spirit, right? We'll get it here. I'll just like grab a Nibiru in deck. This is the token. We can activate Lordly Load, call Blue Eyes White Dragon, summon the one from the deck. Now, Load has a restriction. You cannot activate special summoned monsters effects on the field, but that doesn't matter here. Okay, so yeah, we're going to summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's going to trigger the Maiden in Graveyard to summon herself, and we just make a Spirit Dragon again. So this is the full board through Nibiru. You have a Drill Beam live, because True Light can summon back Blue Eyes. Majesty for 2. If you don't get Nibiru, it's Majesty for 1, but still it's not terrible. You have the Lordly Load for follow-up. Veiler, Barrel Engrave comes back. Spirit can tag out into something else, because I do play other targets. Obviously, the Ultimate and etc., like Lightstorm, you got options. But all that through a Nibiru with the Primite engine is not bad, because you also have a Drill Beam. So that's why you play this engine. It's really good. The hands are honestly like situational, because you can brick with this engine a little bit, but not really, because the only like hard brick is the drill beam, but there are situations where you want to open it, which is why I do not recommend playing 2. Unless you really want to. If you're playing the 60 card build, you can play 2, but I think 1 is fine for now. But that is it for my video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys like and subscribe if you'd like to, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.